Guys, it's Big Yems here. I'm back with another video, and today we are going to talk about the boxing that took place this weekend because we have to address it, man. Recently, Eddie Hearn came out and he had some comments about the UFC and MMA as a whole, claiming boxing is leaps and bounds ahead of the UFC in terms of social media engagement, etc., etc. Um, what I will say is that boxing has been saved by Turkey Al Sheikh recently, so we are getting the best fight and the best. We've been having that in the UFC, but that is a conversation for another video. The whole point of today's video and the reason why I did bring up Eddie Hearn is because I want to talk about the cards that took place on Friday and Saturday. Listen, let's start off with Friday's card, which had Devin Haney. It had the likes of Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Ryan Garcia, Rolly Ramirez. Um, I didn't tune in to Teofimo Lopez's fight. Well, I tuned in literally in the 12th round because I was out and about doing a few things. I had a late gym session and whatnot. Um, but even from when I started watching that fight, the atmosphere of the show was horrendous. What a terrible show. Like, you wouldn't even think there was people there watching it. Um, that's number one. Number two, everything about the whole production just looked weird. Um, and then number three, the fights were just shit, boring. We had Devin Haney. So the main and co-main event. Where's my phone so I can get this stat up for you guys? Because this is absolutely horrendous, yeah. So only 233 punches were landed in last night's co-main and main event combined. Do you know how poor that is? 233 punches landed in 24 rounds. That is crazy. These are professional boxers. This is what people came and paid you guys to come and see. We'll talk about Devin Haney because Devin Haney just didn't really engage. He won the fight, but it's because he was punching and running away, and it was clearly because he didn't want to get hit. And obviously Ryan Garcia, listen, you've damaged that boy. I no go lie. Whatever you did to him, he's traumatized. He's not the same. I mean, some people wouldn't be after getting beat up like that for 12 rounds, so I hear it, but Devin Haney didn't look like he wanted to be in there. And to be honest, I don't ever want to see him fight again. I don't. Listen. I'm not. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I did not pay for that. I did not. You think I was gonna pay for that? I used my illegal stream to watch that. Yes, I will say it proudly. Same with Canelo's card. I used my illegal stream, and even that fight. We'll get onto that in a minute because that shit made me fall asleep. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, Devin Haney clearly doesn't want to get hit anymore. I just think he's a bit delusional. He was, listen, he's a good boxer. Let me not say shit. He is a good boxer, but I think the Ryan fight and the how long has he been out for? Is it a year? I think the inactivity and the beating he took from Ryan Garcia has completely changed him as a fighter, and I don't think Devin Haney will ever be the same. That's just my opinion. But his fight was absolutely horrendous. Like, I was in between that and playing the UFC 5 game because that's how boring it was. And put it this way, I was not paying attention to that Devin Haney fight. I was listening to the commentators, and it was because it was so boring. Like, it was that boring. But then we had the main event, which was Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero, and yeah, that was another boring fight. Rolly didn't. The thing is, neither fighter really did anything to. What's the words I'm looking for? Like, they didn't really engage. It was just like, oh, I'll try to land this on you. If it doesn't work, I'll move around. Or like, even when they was coming close in the pocket, no one was really throwing anything. It was such a weird fight, man. Like, even Ryan against Tank was a much more exciting fight. Like, Yeah, I don't know, man. The fight was just, it was boring. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was really, really boring. And I feel like that was down to both fighters. Whereas in the Devin Haney fight, Devin Haney versus Ramirez, it was actually Devin Haney that made the fight boring because Ramirez was trying to engage, but Devin was literally just running around the whole time. But yeah, Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero's fight, there's not really much to talk about because that was a very boring fight, apart from the fact that Rolly Romero dropped Garcia, I believe it was in the second round. It wasn't, I don't think Ryan Garcia was actually hurt like that, but after that, he was very wary. He wasn't really able to get his left hook off, which we all know that's the money shot. But another one that was boring. We move on to Saturday night, which had Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull. And guys, I can't remember what round I put that fight on because I had to put that up on my iPad and then I was watching the UFC on my iPhone. I was quite tired, yeah. But Canelo's fight put me to sleep, man. That shit was absolutely boring. Like, and that was not down to Canelo. That was down to William Skull, and everyone was a bit critical about his Canelo's performance after. But what people need to understand is it takes two to tango, man. If I step into the ring or the octagon with someone and someone is just like literally, William Skull was literally just running around, like, and if Canelo did land, he would be like, he would do stuff like, but bro, you're running. My man can't even punch you cleanly because you're constantly running. So what are you talking about? Hey, what's that? Shut up. Like, bro, that was terrible. Like, it's like my man, it's like Skull came into that fight saying, yeah, as long as I don't get knocked out, yeah, like, as long as like I can take it to a decision, then yeah, people will look at me like, yeah, you went 12 rounds with Canelo, like, yeah, you dealt with Canelo quite well, man. Nah, bro, you was running like a bitch. You was scared. You didn't want to taste that Mexican power, which is all right, man. It's all right. We get it. But with that being said, we're happy now because now Canelo is unified his division. And finally, we got the announcement of Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, which will take place in September, I believe it is. We also have Dana White promoting that. I'm going to do a whole nother separate video about Dana promoting that and the fight as a whole, so look out for that. I'm going to try and drop that this week. But this past weekend of the boxing, both shows were absolutely horrendous. The crowd on Canelo's night as well was very weird and odd. And this is me watching it from the TV, yeah, or from my iPad, whatever. But the atmosphere just seemed shit. Eubank and Ben's atmosphere was way better than that, and I was watching that from the TV at home. So you can't tell me it's because you weren't there. I know what I'm saying. So yeah, very very boring fights this weekend, which is not what anyone would have expected with the guys that were fighting. But unfortunately, sometimes these things happen. But yeah, everyone wants to debate boxing is better than MMA, this, that, and the other. But I'm gonna keep it real. At least with MMA, we might see at least one or two finishes on the card. That shit even Barcole and is his name Jagabardaf? Bro, Barcole, trash boxer. I'm sorry. Like, even the way he throws his punches, trash. And listen, I'm not a professional yet at martial arts. Yes, I'm not on Barcole's level, but I'm gonna be honest. In terms of actual throwing punches, I think I throw my punches better than Barcole because Barcole, he was useless. The way he was throwing punches, useless, man, useless. But I get it. Someone that has the power that he has, they don't even need to throw their punches correctly or land cleanly to hurt you. So I get it. But what a boring snooze fest we had this weekend, and that's why I will never pay for a boxing card unless it was like the Eubank and Ben, yeah. And even that fight, I paid 20 quid just to watch Eubank and Ben, yeah. But I will continue. But I'm not gonna lie,
If I had known, because my illegal stream stopped working, if I had known it was still working, I wouldn't have bought Eubank and Ben. I ain't gonna lie to you. Full boxing, I will continue to use my illegal stream. But it's Big Yems, guys. In a bit.